Chapter 1. Hostages. An alarm echoed inside the hull of the Fortitudo. Brother's voice announced a catastrophic systems malfunction in the Via Kartana that affected all piggybacking vessels. The AI's calm tone politely asked all passengers to come to the attention between harsh alarms. Milo, Abby and Decima floated from their respective cabins, disoriented by the cycling alarm. The lack of gravity made navigating through their yacht difficult. They raced toward the airlock, where they could hear metal banging against the external portal. Abby looked to Milo, her face flushed with confusion and anger. "What's going on? Where are we? Where is that alarm coming from?" "Calm down. There's going to be a reason," Milo whisper-shouted at Abby. Milo thumbed the access code and the triple-shielded hull portal decompressed and opened. Decima floated behind them, unsure of the circumstance and unwilling to approach possible danger. Suddenly, Lydia and Rook appeared, armed with close-range pistols. "Welcome aboard the Via Kartana. I'm Lydia, your new captain," Lydia announced, her voice laced with authority. "As you can see, we have a small problem with the ship's systems," she said, gesturing to the frost-laden docking tube. Snow from her black gloves sparkled like red stars in the waning oxygen. Milo's synaptech extrapolated how long it would take for moisture to crystallize after heat vape, concluding 3 to 5 hours from room temperature to frozen. Abby whimpered, and Decima clutched her tightly, tears streaming down her face. Milo floated forward, raising his hands in a show of surrender. Okay. What do you need us to do?" Under Lydia's command, Rook forced Milo, Abby and Decima out of their vessel and into the frozen corridor that led to the docking hall of the Via Kartana. The cargo passageway was a cold, riveted structure, with a 20-foot interior lined in aged panel insulation, barely guarding the passage against the stars, but nothing could protect them from the jarring sound of the emergency siren that echoed down the hallway. A red emergency light cast unnatural shadows, causing the hall to appear like it existed on a plane of reality all its own. Lydia gestured to the mezzanine, and the group drifted towards it. A utilitarian room was revealed as the mezzanine's blast doors slid open. It was as if a union of progressive people's spaceport lobby had been transplanted into the vessel. Every aspect of the room was designed with practicality in mind, lacking any frills or unnecessary ornamentation. It was a socket-shaped hall with 8 sides, purpose-built for zero-G, and bathed in harsh red light, leaving only contrast. The room echoed with the life support alarm. Maggie sprung into action when the passengers arrived, bringing emergency thermal blankets and supplies to the unwilling recruits. They shivered in the harsh red glow of emergency lighting. Milo took a moment to capture the immorphologies of the strangers. One tall male, possibly the engineering novice, paired with a female, perhaps a post-colonist engineer or captain. She was clearly dominant. The other 2 wore no badges, but he had shaken enough corporate hands to know the grip of a corp. Even without the implant, he realized they were burning daylight. Abby was a bullfighter with a glass jaw, and Decima was more important than everyone aboard save himself. A plan germinated in Milo's mind. "Kill that racket," Lydia commanded the crew between warnings. Maggie felt anger rise in her arms and fought to keep herself under control. She had defended this ship from pirates and ex-husbands long enough. She wouldn't let a corpo take it from her now. Maggie motioned to Marcus, who tapped a control panel and killed the alarm. "We already said we'd do the work. You don't have to bring the passengers into this," Maggie shouted. Suddenly, Rook stiffened. "No need, Rook. Maggie here is just defending her ship," said Lydia with a candid smirk, not breaking eye contact with Maggie. Rook's posture remained. She was just about to explain to our guests why the systems are down. The fire in Maggie's gut sparked, but she managed a rebellious brevity before flatly stating to the passengers, "Life support, gravity and jump drive are all down. We need your help to get them back online." Milo realized Maggie was the first spoke in the wheel of survival. He spoke up again, trying to short-circuit the rising tension. "How do we do it?" Lydia looked to Maggie. "Each system is dependent on the next. In cases of catastrophic failure, life support is critical. Gravity will return when we get the jump drive back online." Lydia split the party into 2 groups. Marcus led Decima, chaperoned by Rook, deeper into the ship. Lydia escorted Maggie and Milo in the opposite direction, further down the corridor, leaving Abby to float in the mezzanine. Tension remained high as they floated toward the medical bay en route to the jump drive. Finally, Maggie couldn't take it anymore. "What are you going to do with us?" she demanded, her voice shaking. Lydia turned to face her, her eyes flickering with malice. "Don't worry about it," she said with a smirk. "You'll find out soon enough."